Okay, so let's get started in Photoshop. I'm going to navigate to my project folder, and if you sort your files by type, you should see all of your exported PDFs at the top. Okay, and then based on the dimensions of your file, you should only have either you should have one Photoshop file and one Stager file. Okay, so instead of just calling this 24 by 18, I am going to rename this Tennessee Material Build. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, TN. And that's fine. All right, now let's open up our Photoshop file by just double clicking it. Okay, so I've taken care of doing the title block, and we're gonna cover that last. There's also a standard state name. See if we have this file under states, you'll see a white backdrop. Okay, so all of this is in there for you. We've got the credits. You will need to change the scale based on yours. Okay, so but for now, I just wanted you to know what all that was. For now, we're going to turn all of these off. Okay, if you hold down your left mouse button, you can do that. All right, and we're going to add our normal map, and now we're going to start referring to our terrain as our height map into this terrain folder. So the way you guys are going to do this is come up here to File, okay, and I want you to place Embedded, okay, and let's navigate to our project, Tennessee Rendering, and let's start off with our terrain map. Okay, and if you just hit enter, well, I guess we have to hit place. Okay, and then here you can just hit enter and it'll snap right into place. Okay, then hit enter again. All right, and you actually have to drag it down into the folder. Okay, and now go up to File, Place Embedded. I just created a shortcut for this because I do it so often. And we are going to place in our normal map. So we have to hit place, and now you can hit enter and enter again. Okay, so let's start with our terrain, and we're going to rename this by just gently double clicking. There we go. Height map. Okay. Now what we want to do first is we are going to be analyzing this in black and white. Okay, and the best way I've found to do this is to add a layer. Okay, and we're going to call this black drop, and just drag it underneath your height map. Now your default swatches are pure white and pure black. If there's something else, type D, and that's going to make them back to default. Okay, now I want you to hold down Control and tap Backspace, and that's going to fill your layer with your back color. All right, so now you can see that this corner, which before appeared so dark, I'm not sure quite what's going on here. Oh, see, when a box is highlighted like that, that's not good. it means you just hit escape to get out of it. Okay. Jeez. Okay, not quite sure what was going on there. All right, so here, if I turn this off, this side of our height map looks almost pure black, okay? And that's why I put on this black drop, okay? Because now you can see it's not quite as dramatic as we thought, okay? And what we need is we need to go from that pure black to pure white, okay? And so what we're gonna do here is come up to this height map and we're gonna add an adjustment layer, okay? Now I want you to come to the original Photoshop adjustment layers. So you may have to, you should see them in here. It's just called single adjustments. And we are gonna choose a gradient map, okay? Now if your height map ends up looking like this, you simply need to hit reverse. Okay, boom. That's it. We don't really need to do anything other than that, all right? If it works, it works. Okay, now there is the way we're gonna export everything here is quick export by ping, okay? Now I know like the graduate students have school computers, but they use the same school computers all the time. So what I would suggest is you take the time to go to keyboard shortcuts, and because this is a great way to just export your files. And I just chose Alt Shift Control and P for ping, okay? And that's what I'll be using. If you don't want to do the shortcuts, just come up here and choose Export, Quick Export as PNG. Okay, now what we're going to do is turn off our black drop, okay? And then we're just going to export it. And we will call this our height map. And then just hit enter for save. Okay, and that is done. Great. Okay, now what we're gonna do is work on our normal map. And our normal map looks fine the way it is. It's really not supposed to have any whites in it. A normal map, again, in 3D is just for the super fine details and that kind of thing. Okay, so let's export this as a ping. Okay, and don't worry about calling it the same thing because it's a different file type. And then you can just hit enter. All right, that's it. We are done with our terrain, okay? It really was that easy. Now we're gonna do our state backdrops, okay? And this is going to give our viewers a sense of where they are in the world, okay? So do that. See, I have a shortcut for this. If you come up to File, go to Place Embedded, and this is the shortcut I've created, okay? And in Design, when you want to bring something in, you use the D, so that's why I use that. All right, so let's go to our states. And I'm gonna, let's get these, let's sort these by type. So I'm just looking at these guys, state boundaries. Okay, we're gonna place that, hit enter, and hit enter again. Okay, very nice. All right, now let's move all of these these state names, sorry, that I gave you, and on top of the boundaries. And what you're going to do is just grab one of these names. What we can do actually to help us out a lot, let's hold down Shift, select both of these guys, and let's lock them. Okay. Now we want to replace, let's just choose this guy. So I want you to type V for the move tool, and then if you hold down Control, do you see you're going to auto select the layer when you click on it? Okay, so I just selected Colorado, and then you're going to type T and jump on in here, just to Control A, and you're going to choose South Carolina. Now this is formatted for all caps, okay? And let's all just, like I said, let's all just stick with the state formatting. And then when you're done typing, hit escape, okay? And now we want to get rid of the South Carolina, okay? And so what we're going to do, is come on to state boundaries. You know what? It's locked, so we'll do it at the end. I don't think it's going to let us put, it's not going to let us put a layer mask on. So we'll do that at the very end. Okay, so now I know I'm going to need more than just these state names. So I'm going to hold down V. I'm going to tap V. I'm going to Control click on South Carolina. And now I'm going to hold Alt down, and I'm going to move South Carolina over here, but because you're holding Alt down, you are making a copy, okay? And that is a universal truth in Photoshop, okay? So now I am just going to type in Georgia, okay, and then escape. All right. Now this thing follows you around, and it can be useful, and sometimes it can really drive you crazy. It's supposed to help you with your type, but since we have everything set up, we really don't need it. So I am going to hide the bar. Okay, I'm going to do one more of these with you, and then I think you're able to do them on your own. So I'm going to Control click on Georgia. And then I am going to hold down Alt and drag that over, click T, and then I just do a Control A, backspace, and now I'm just going to type in Alabama and escape, okay? And then it's just a rinse and repeat kind of thing. So what I will do is, this will be the end of this video, okay, and then we'll jump into the next one and we'll work on imagery. Now when you're done getting all your state names situated, what I would like you to do is uncheck the lock key on your boundaries, okay, and you're going to add what's called a layer. Well, actually we don't even need a layer mask because we don't need these at all. So just use the erase tool by tapping E, and then use your bracket keys. The right bracket key will make your brush bigger, and the left bracket key will make it smaller, okay? And just, you can rasterize this, and then just erase these guys, okay? And that can be the last thing you do, all right? So I'm gonna relock that, okay? Then when you're done with your state names, and for example, over here in Missouri, if you have a tiny little area like that, you don't need to give it a name. But when you're done with this, all right, export it, and export it with the white drop. Okay, we're gonna want that backdrop for us. All right, so that's it for this video.